Hello and welcome back to the Calculator Review, hosted on Caliquin.com. Today I have a very special calculator, and that is this. Now, you might notice this doesn't really look like a calculator, but it does in fact have a calculator feature. Primarily, this is a game machine, so everything outside of this little calculator area is meant for gaming. So I'm going to focus on that for just a little bit, because I also want to review this as a gaming machine. Let me adjust the camera here real quick. Okay, so the calculator and the gaming machine are both completely separate, so I can actually work the calculator without having the batteries in for the gaming. So it runs on its own separate battery, which is held inside here. You might notice that it's a bit chewed up, and that's because removing it was actually glued in place for some reason, so I had to break that free, and it caused a bit of damage. Not a big deal, but anyway, so the gaming machine runs on two AA batteries, which I will install, and this is annoying, but okay, so you have to wait for that song to go. So anyway, selecting a game. Well, that changes the level. How do we do this? Okay, so I don't know what each one of these stands for, but this thing allegedly has 600 games in it, but I don't think I believe that. I think a lot of them are probably duplicates, because you can really only do so much with a screen like this. So anyway, let's just kind of pick one at random. I don't know what B is, but oh, okay. So this is a little driving game, and yeah, it's got sound effects. You can speed up by pressing the only other button in the console. Alright, so yeah, that's that one. Every time you hit the reset button, it plays this song. And yeah, it's really, really irritating, actually. Let's see what C is. Oh, it's a little shooter game. That's fun. I guess the object of this one is to destroy all of the blocks before they hit you. So yeah, that's that one. So, okay, I can turn the volume down, but every time I reinstall the batteries, I have to listen to that. Oh. Okay, so that was C. Let's check out D. Oh, this is Frogger. Kind of, yeah. Oh, that is not pleasant to look at. Yeah, this is incredibly difficult because you can't really differentiate between what's... Yeah, that's also really annoying. Alright, so I'll do one more game. F. What could that be? Oh. So this looks like Snake. The controls are absolutely awful. Very unresponsive. As you can see, I'm having to press buttons more than once. It's also just unbelievably slow. Like, the game itself is very slow. All of the games are slow and tedious to play. And it's also very loud. I'm sure that the beeps are coming through the microphone pretty loudly. and I can assure you they are just as loud in person. So, alright, so, yeah, the selection's kind of annoying. Alright, I'll do one more. I know I said... Okay, this is just Tetris. I love Tetris. It's... Oh, this is different. It's changing the pieces as I'm playing. So I love Tetris, but I don't love this. I don't know what's going on here, but it's not fun. It looks like it's changing on me every time I do something. I don't know how you're supposed to get lines with it moving around constantly like this. Oh, okay, so there's a line. Fun. And every now and then it just kind of flicks my my piece out of existence for no particular reason. Oh, that is very annoying how it keeps changing just at random. So, yeah, here I've got the... Okay, so that's enough of that. Anyway, I don't like this. I don't like this as a gaming device at all. All of the games look basically the same. They play differently at least, but they're not... None of them are good. Yeah, here. Let's just turn that off. Okay, so anyway, onto the calculator portion, which is basically its own device. Like, if I were to break off this screen, the gaming portion wouldn't work anymore, but the calculator would work just fine. And forgive my focus issue here. Here we go. Let's see if that... Let me adjust the camera here. And that seems to have made it a little bit better. But anyway, I don't really need perfect focus here, so forgive me for this lack of focus here. So the calculator, like I said, works completely separate, so none of these buttons up here or here will affect what's going on with the calculator. So if you really wanted to, you could perform calculations while playing games. I don't know why you do that, because the games do require a bit of focus. But yeah, so let's check out our 2 square root times 2 square root, and yeah, that's about what I expected. This runs on a single little battery, one of these things. This is AG10. I'm not sure what the LR version of that is. I didn't have any of these on hand, so I actually had to cram 2 batteries in here just so it would hold. They're much smaller than this, but not really a huge problem. It works fine as a calculator. There's nothing particularly special about it. It works. The square root function works. It's got an off button, which is nice for a battery-only calculator. I don't know why they didn't put a solar panel. Like, I mean, there's so many places they could have put it on this. There's a lot of wasted space. I've actually taken this thing apart, and it's mostly air on the inside. So I'm guessing they just wanted to be as cheap as possible with it. But just why? I don't really get it. And I have a hard time believing that it has 600 games, because it looked like it was arranged alphabetically, so I'm guessing it has about 26 games, and maybe, I don't know how many levels, like 30 levels for each game, and maybe that's why it calls itself 600 games. That's a possibility, I guess. Yeah, so the flip screen is kind of neat. It holds in place, so it can be nice and out of the way while you're performing calculations, and the calculator's just always kind of there. It looks like it should be a part of it, but it really isn't. It's really just 2 separate devices slapped together. And like I said, the buttons are very non-responsive. I don't know why anybody would want this. It's not exactly something you could take to school to pretend to be doing calculations, because this looks more like a gaming device than a calculator. Yeah, you're not going to fool anyone with this thing. So I don't know who this is for or why it exists, but I do know that I don't like it. And it's kind of not really my favorite thing to have in my collection. So anyway, I'm going to get these batteries out. And just to give you an idea that this, yeah, I kind of expected that. Unfortunately, this has a bit of corrosion. I think this thing's pretty old. I don't know what year it was made, but getting battery contact on it is very difficult. So what I had to do to make it work, since the old battery was dead and probably corroded, I just stuck one battery in there and made sure that worked, and then stuck another one, and wherever my little connector thingy is. So then push this down on it, and then you have to push really, really hard to get this thing in place, but it'll hold, and it works fine. Again, it's not made for this type of battery, so I'm not really faulting it for that. I'm just saying that's how I got this working. But I'm going to take all the batteries out of this and put this into my box of lame, because it's a pretty lame gaming console and a pretty lame calculator. It's really got nothing going for it. So yeah, that's the Pro 600 gaming system. Trademarked, apparently. Comes from China. No real shock there. And yeah, you can get much better things for your money than this. Anyway, that's fun. So have a great time doing whatever it is you do, and goodbye.